Sometimes yes, sometimes no, sometimes maybe, always with a plan. Hi, it's Sue with Ribbon Print Tales, and today is our first dive into that all-important topic, pricing. Today, up on the docket is setup fees. How do you charge them? When do you charge them? In an upcoming video, we will be handling the cost of the ribbon and what should you charge overall for a job. And then the final category is how do you take the idea of custom printed ribbon to market? So those will be in the upcoming videos, but right now let's get into setup charges. So when talking about setup fees, the easiest way to look at it is to break it into two separate categories. One would be the consumer end, and the other is if you're working with corporate accounts. And so let's take each of those separately. Looking at the consumer category, there are really two subcategories. One is if you're selling an individual product that is going to have a custom ribbon applied to it. And the second would be if you're selling customized ribbon rolls. In other words, you're printing up rolls of ribbon for a customer. So let's talk about that first one. All right, someone walks in, possibly you're a gift basket business and you are making a gift basket, or you're a gift shop and you have a customer up at the counter and you're just finishing their transaction. And in both of those instances, you can upsell this customer by offering them custom printed ribbon for their gift. You would not charge a setup fee because you're going to charge them an additional cost for that custom printed ribbon. Let's take subcategory number 2, which would be if you're doing custom printed ribbon rolls. Okay, so you're printing again ribbon and you're selling them as full complete rolls. In this particular situation, you would charge a setup fee. Because you're taking an order, you're taking some time, you've got to find out what they want to put on their ribbon, what type of font style they would like. You're actually going to design the ribbon, probably give them a proof so that they can check it and sign off on it before you print all of that ribbon. My recommendation in terms of the price would be anywhere from $10 to $25. And that variance ranges on, are you bringing in images, how sophisticated is the design. The other good reason to charge a setup fee is you can save that design. So then if they want to come back and get it reprinted, you don't need to charge another setup fee. More than likely, they're going to stay with you instead of going and getting their ribbon printed somewhere else. So now let's talk about corporate sales. In this category, you also have a couple of subgroups. One would be events, and the other could be regular business. Maybe it's weekly business that you do with them. So let's break both of those down. In terms of events, perhaps you're working with an event planner, or if you're working with a large business and they're putting on an event, they have a lecture or they're doing some type of a community event, I would charge a setup fee. These can range anywhere from $10 to, I would say, up to $150 just for the setup fee. Of course, it depends on the event. With weddings, you could use custom ribbons for, of course, the obvious favors. Maybe you have sashes, mother of the bride sashes, or bachelorette party sashes. Perhaps you're doing pew bows. Perhaps you're doing flower girl flower ribbons. I mean, there's a number of different types of applications for custom printed ribbon for weddings. So depending on how many different types of applications, that's how you can determine the price of the setup fee. Now remember, within the design and print software, if you're going to use the same design, you're able to click in that upper left-hand corner, that little diamond, which will change the size of the design down to, let's say, from a 4-inch ribbon down to a 5/8 inch ribbon, for example. But you still need to manipulate the text a little bit. You still want to do a test print. You need to move that blue line back over so that it's at the end of the design, because that doesn't adjust. So consider that when you think of your ranges for those types of events. And then the other category, in terms of corporate regular business, let's say you are doing customer appreciation type gifts for a hospital. So every week they're asking for 10 or 15 gifts. In this case, I would not charge a setup fee because you would build this into your price. When you're negotiating, obviously you're not going in every time and renegotiating what the price is going to be every week, but you might be coordinating a 6-month contract or an annual contract, and in that case, put that in as part of your cost. And now you've got the all-important holiday season, which quite honestly can go both ways. Sometimes you might charge setup fees, and in some cases you may not. If this is a customer that you've been working with all along throughout the year, perhaps you wouldn't charge setup fees. If this is a new company you've never done business before, I would charge a setup fee. Don't ever forget the value and the quality that you bring by having the service of custom printed ribbons. That's all important, and it's worth those extra dollars to set up. Don't sacrifice or think your time is not worth it, because it is. So there you have it. Take a look below. I have a PDF that summarizes everything we've talked about, and that way you can print it out and save it for your reference later. Any comments, any questions, any other ideas on setup fees or ways that you're currently addressing them? I'd love to hear. Please leave those in the comment section right below. Take care, everybody, and have a great day. Bye-bye.